Praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to Akim out there pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, Brakathum, to the hopeful elect. All right, so look, I have a couple of articles that I wanted to go into about vagrancy. Coming out of Reconstruction, which was after the Civil War. Okay, when the slaves, the so-called black men here in America were emancipated. Okay, and Reconstruction was supposed to build them back up, and be a nation. But this is where the so-called white man, you Edomites, the biblical Edomites, put even more hell upon our people. All right, and you created laws in order to continually put our people into a perpetual state of slavery. Okay, pretty much oppress them. So here's this article, encyclopedia Virginia.org. Okay, this is from that website. Okay, and it says Vagrancy Act of 1866. The Vagrancy Act of 1866 passed by General Assembly on January 15, 1866, forced into employment for a term up to 3 months any person who appeared to be unemployed or homeless. If so-called vagrant ran away or recaptured, they would be forced to work for no compensation while wearing balls and chains. All right, and in this when they say any person, they mean the so-called black man, the Negro. Okay, so if you didn't have it's gonna go into the article, but basically, if you didn't have a job, all right, they can capture you. All right, that's what the whole police force was set up. All right, they'll capture you, put you in a paddy wagon. All right, and then they'll put a ball and chain on you and have you work, which is what? Slavery. They will be forced to work with no compensation while wearing balls and chains. Many more formally known as the act providing the punishment of vagrants. Now the word vagrant, okay, is Latin meaning wandering or wanderer, okay? Or the state of being unemployed. All right. The law came shortly after American Civil War. Okay, 1861 to 1865, when hundreds of thousands of African Americans, which we know as the tribe of Judah, many of them just freed from slavery, they were really emancipated, wandered in search of work and displaced family members. So during the time of slavery, okay, you were so-called employed, or the word employed meaning to be enslaved to your employer, your master. Now, when you were emancipated, you were so-called freed. They were, Jake was out there in search of their family, or in search of work. All right. As such, the act criminalized free people attempting to rebuild their lives, and perhaps was intended to contradict Governor Francis H. Pierpont's public statement discouraging punitive legislation. Okay, so we were supposed to, the Jake was wanted to rebuild themselves as a people, and you so-called white people were putting even more hell on us. Shortly after its passage, the commanding general in Virginia, Alfred H. Terry, issued a proclamation declaring that the law would reinstitute slavery in all but its name. So slavery has always been instituted. It's just reinstituted by different names. Okay, the Vagrancy Act of 1866. Okay, which is still slavery, and forbidding its enforcement. Okay. Proponents argue that the law applied to all people regardless of age, race. But the resulting controversy, along with other Southern laws restricting African Americans' rights, helped lead to military rule and formal Confederacy and congressional Reconstruction. So this was a so-called, they put it under the guise of, okay, it's supposed to be everybody is, this law applies to everybody, okay, whites included, but that's not the case. It is known to what degree it was ever enforced, but the Vagrancy Act remained law in Virginia until 1904. Okay, so what, from 1866 to 1904, about 40 years, okay, that this law was enforced. Okay, I have another article. I'm going to come back to this article, but I have another article, and then we're going to go into some scriptures. This is another article on pbs.org. It says slavery by another name, okay? And you so-called Negroes are in America, you're still in slavery, okay? It's just under another name. You just have more liberties. That's all that it was. You were in chattel slavery, hardcore bondage under your oppressor. Now you're in a continual state of mental, okay, and peanut slave, okay? You're a debt slave, all right, to the same people who owned you. Immediately after the Civil War ended, Southern states enacted black codes that allowed African Americans certain rights, such as legalized marriage, which marriage, we don't need the so-called white man to tell us that we can get married, okay? Marriage is constituted by the act of sex, okay? That's marriage. Ownership of property and limited access to the courts, but denied them rights to testify against whites. So the so-called white man can do all type of things to you, but you can't testify against whites. To serve on juries or state militias, vote, or start a job without the approval of the previous employer. So you could even start a job, okay, without the approval of your previous employer. Who is going to be your previous employer coming out of slavery? So were you going to get those approvals? These codes were all repealed in 1866 when Reconstruction began. But after the failure of Reconstruction in 1877, the failure is because of you so-called white people, all right? We had, and you know, Lord's willing, I'm going to do a video on it. We had places like Tulsa, Oklahoma, which was a thriving black economy. And what did you do to it? You destroyed it, all right? Because we're better at you in everything you do, all right? So the only way to stay over us in power is to try to kill us, all right, and to oppress us by laws. And the removal of black men from political offices, Southern states again enacted a series of laws intended to circumscribe the lives of African Americans, which that's code name for those in the know as the tribe of Judah, Israelites, okay? Harsh contract laws penalize anyone attempting to leave a job before an advance had been worked off. So you couldn't leave your job unless your slave master or your employer said you can leave, or you were going to be penalized. Okay, you were going to harsh contract laws. Okay, and you're in a harsh contract law right now. All right, as a debt slave. All right, it says pig laws unfairly penalize poor African Americans for crimes such as stealing a farm animal. Okay, and vagrancy statutes made it a crime to be unemployed. So it made it a crime to be unemployed when there was no jobs. All right. Many misdemeanors or trivial offenses were treated as felonies. And they do this till this day with harsh sentencing and fines. Okay. Pig laws stayed on the books for decades and were expanded with even more discriminatory laws once the Jim Crow era began. All right, so you Negroes here in America have been in a perpetual, continual state of oppression, being in hardcore bondage, okay, coming out of hardcore bondage, going into Reconstruction era, okay, going into the Jim Crow era, okay, going into the Civil Rights era, okay, and into the era that we're in now. You have been being oppressed, you have been getting killed, but they just have different names for it, and they change up their what's their tactic, so to speak. Okay, so I have a scripture here. This is Psalms 94:20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee? The throne of iniquity is talking about the so-called white man. He is sitting as the king of the earth. All right, the king of Babylon, the so-called white race who has went around and has conquered all the nation. That he is sitting in the throne of iniquity. All right, let's look at this word iniquity before we move on. Okay, hawa. If I'm not, that's the wa. It has to be the wa. Okay. It says hava. Could be hava. All right. I'll look into it later. But it says desire, desire in bad sense, chasm, figuratively of destruction, engulfing ruin, destruction, calamity. All right. So the throne of destruction and calamity. Okay. you Edomites are through. All right. You're being exposed on all sides. Shall the throne of iniquity or the throne of destruction and calamity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? You see that all these so-called vagrancy laws are these pig laws, okay, to continually oppress our people. And then you have the audacity to say that we don't want to work. You have the audacity to say that we're lazy. Okay, when you put in place these certain systems, all right, to trap us up and then to talk about us like we don't want to work, but at the same time you're the catalyst that's making you're making these things happen. All right, you're the lead issue of the problem. Or you create the problem, okay, and then you try to give a reason why the problem is happening when you actually created it. All right, and you continually create these laws. You can continually push these laws into action in our community. Okay, you have never at one point in time since you've been in rulership. Let's talk about America. You have never at one time in rulership ever been fair. You have never been righteous. Okay, you have always been in a destructive. You have always been in a crooked and perverse way. Okay, you have never been just. All right, you like to talk about your justice system. You have never been just to the so-called black man. You have never been just to the so-called Hispanic. You have never been just to the so-called Native American. You never have been just, Esau. So how could you sit here and say that that the Most High is with you? Okay, how can you say that you are just people? The scriptures say that the wicked, it says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. All right, and you are the wicked. You're being exposed for being the wicked, Esau. All right, you're being exposed. Let's go back into this other article that I wanted to go through, because you depict things like this, okay, and all these things, all right, are now you're being exposed. All these things are showing forth to you for showing forth to the whole world what type of lying, demented, sick, perverse person you are, okay? And you hate the so-called black man, all right? And the history is the proof is in the pudding, so to speak. All right, and I'll blow this up if I could. This is the same Encyclopedia Virginia, the Freedoms Bureau, an agency to keep the Negro in idleness. Okay, this was a bureau to keep the so-called Negro, okay, in vagrancy, okay, in a state of wandering. All right, that's what the word vagrancy means. All right, when you look it up in the Latin, it means wandering or to wander at the expense of the white man. All right, in 1866, political poster demonized a newly freed African American, okay, Israelite, as being idle. All right, so this was put into place. This is put into place in your laws. This is what you were doing not too long ago. All right, at the expense of white men. And then how you do this today is you put the Negro on TV as a face of criminality. Okay, all right, as a face of they don't want to work, laziness. Oh, and when you all put systems in play not to allow the so-called black men to be in your workforce, all right, or if they are in your workforce, all right, they have to take a benign job. Okay, they have to work in the slums, and they have to put up with your bullshit while you the real no limit nigga. You stun on niggas all goddamn day. You pull up in your Teslas, all right. You pull up in your BMWs. Okay, you go on all these trips. You wear all this high fashion. All right, you put on the Rolexes and the watches. You're the real flashy ass nigga, man, and you flash that, all right, towards our people, and that seduces them. Let me get a scripture. The scripture just Just fell for me. Let me just see. Just fell for me. Salakia, Salakia. Yeah, that's it. That's it. 20. Neighbor. Right. Just give me a second. I think that's. Yeah, I don't know why it's not pulling up. Okay, where am I at? This is, yeah, that's what it is. That's what it was. Slack it, slack it. This is Proverbs 12 and 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them. So that's why our people partake in all these destructive behaviors. All they doing, all that they are doing is imitating the oppressor. That's all that they're doing. That's they get these flashy cars, and you know, Jake, he takes it above and beyond because that's our spirit. We have a lively spirit. So whatever you do, we take it and we flip it, all right, in a lively spirit. All right. And Jake was doing it in wickedness. All right. At the same time, you were putting you made him like that, man. Are you made Jake like that? You created niggas. Are you created so-called lazy niggas, man? Niggas are not even lazy. Niggas are on the block slinging dope and wickedness, are pimping. All right. They on Instagram doing all kind of crazy shit. You know, they working. Of course, in wickedness. Damn devil. A cartoon portrayed a barefoot black man in tattered clothes. See that? Just tattered. Oh man, you damn devils, man. Lounging in the foreground. This nigga got a smile on his face. While white men are hard at work plowing a field. All right. Come on, man. Come on, Esau. How can you say you're not the devil? How can you say you're not the wicked? All right, you're trying to portray yourself like a hardworking man. Okay. Yeah, there we go. There we go. You see that? You're trying to portray yourself as a hardworking man when this was the total opposite. We were in the fields, okay? And yo ass was having a good time. Let me exit out of this and continue. The white man must work to keep his children and pay his taxes. In contrast, the African American is quoted as saying, "War is due us for me to work as long as they make dense appropriations." So they even made it sound like he didn't know how to speak English. The poster takes aim at the expense and perceived wastefulness of the Freedmen's Bureau, which was established to protect the newly freed slave population. A fictional image of the Freedmen's Bureau building, modeled to look like the U.S. Capitol, bear the following motto beneath the dome: freedom and no work. You see that? Now, now all of a sudden they got freedom. Now all they want to do is lounge around and not work. This was all a guise to put the black man back into slavery. Okay, that's why they came out with these vagrancy laws. Okay, and how did they push that that agenda? How did they push that narrative? By posters like this, by posters like this, to get all the minds of the people, all right, the minds of the people towards whatever they want. This is the same exact thing that they're doing now, man. All right, this is the same thing, the same narrative. All they did was just repackage it, and make it more deceptive. Okay, they're not as in your face racist as they are. All right, it says freedom and no work. The pillars of the building read left to right: candy, rum, gin, whiskey, sugar, plums, indolence, white women, apathy, white sugar, idleness, fistball, claim, stew, and pies. Like, this is all that Jake wanted. This is all that Jake was about. He just wanted to sit, relax, all right, Just chill. And you know what? We're gonna be doing that in the kingdom, man. Your ass is gonna, and this is exactly how it's gonna be. All right, but we're gonna be in our glory. And your ass, you gonna be out in the fields, man. All right, and you ain't gonna have no prophets rise up for you. All right, you're not gonna have no so-called reconstruction. All right, you're not gonna be able to come into the law. You're not gonna be able to have a what's it called, a civil rights movement. Okay, no, your ass is gonna be working, man, nonstop, Esau. All right, you gonna work nonstop to sun up and sundown. The only time your ass gonna get rest is on the Shabbat. All right. But during that time, man, you're gonna be licking your wounds. It's gonna be dreadful for you to think about how you just gonna have to work nonstop. You ain't gonna have water, all right. You ain't gonna have food, all right. You ain't gonna be able to look at no women, all right. The only women you're gonna be looking at is women in the field getting their ass beat, all right, right in front of you, and there's nothing that you can do about it, all right. Because look at this, man. Look what you have done. Look at it, all right. And you know what? You don't want to watch the videos. You don't want to see this because this is shameful unto you. Okay. Give me a second. Let me bring up. This is shameful unto you, Esau, knowing that you have never been you never dealt righteously. You always been a slick, sly, sleight of hand, piece of shit. Okay. It's Habakkuk 2:15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him. Salakia. This is 2:16. Thou art filled with shame. Oh, hey, man, you know what? Let me start up here. You see it? Let me start up here because this is what you have done. You did this. You gave us that drink. We're supposed to be your neighbor, right? Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, and putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunk also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. So here it is coming out of slavery. You didn't even allow us to get job, damn devil. And what did you do? You rounded us up and you put us back into captivity under a wicked mischief law, okay? And then you put a chain and ball on our feet and you made us work, okay, with no compensation, going right back into slavery. And that's exactly what you're doing in the prison industrial complex right now. You're making us work without compensation. And you gave us that drink, and then now when Jake turns to destructive behavior, because that's all that they are introduced to. Okay, they're in a state of poverty, which all the crimes that they're committing are crimes of poverty. You don't allow them upward mobility. All right, you don't allow them education. All right, you don't allow them to leave your country. All right, you keep them in a perpetual state of slavery, man. All right, through your laws, through your TV. All right, through your deception, through your wine. Okay, so this is all these things are coming out now, and now that you made us naked, so to speak, now that our shame is being shown to the whole world. Okay, now all of a sudden you want to accuse us, like it talks about in the book of Revelation, accuser of our brethren. Okay, it says, "Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory." And you know what? Through the Spirit, man, I'm going to keep bringing out this scripture, man. Because now we're starting to see all the shame of you so-called white people. You have never been just. You have never been righteous. You have never done upright. Everything that you have done has been by deception and lies and deceit. And you cannot say anything otherwise. Because everything that you do, you try to do it good, there's a ulterior motive to it. All right? There's an ulterior motive. The ulterior motive, what? To keep the black man down, to keep the Hispanic man down, to keep the Native American man down. And if they ever rise up, just pull up that they don't want to work. Okay? Just pull up how they're on drugs. Just pull up how they're killing each other. And that you're trying to help them. Okay? You see that? But you the goddamn devil that put us in that situation. Okay? And then now you're trying to accuse us and look on our nakedness, okay? And then tell the whole world that we are just a bunch of lazy niggas, man. Man, you know what, you damn devils, man, you going right into slavery, okay? You going right into slavery, and your kingdom's going down. We see it right now. We see you falling as lightning. All right, we see you falling as lightning. Isaiah 14:21, prepare slaughter for his children. for the iniquity of their fathers. And this is part of your iniquity. You see that? Creating laws unjustly. So you can oppress us, man. All right, creating laws unjustly so you can oppress us and then accuse us. All right. When you're the problem of the world is in a state of decay because of the so-called white man. All right. How much? By the way, how much blood? Okay, is here in the shores of America? Huh? How much blood is on this land? How many people have you killed? Okay, your answer, it says prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of the fathers. Okay, so just by this scripture right here, your ass, you Edomites today, you have to, you're being prepared for slaughter. It says that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. All right, so you're going to be exterminated, man. But before that, let's go back into this picture, okay, of you depicting the so-called black man as a lazy, what's it called? Ebonic speaking, pie eating, chicken, white woman ravager. Okay, that wants to just be lazy, and the white man has to work so hard for his children and to pay off his taxes because he's just such an outstanding citizen. When niggas just came out of slavery, niggas was just in hardcore bondage. What, 2-3 years before that? Okay, and a lot of them slaves, they were serving 10-15 years after the so-called law of emancipation was enacted. Okay, you damn devils. All right, the Most High preparing slaughter for you. All right, and you're gonna go into slavery, man. Even before that, you gonna have Jake all up in your neck. All right, the so-called black man, he gonna get his revenge. All right, all the tribes are gonna get the revenge on you damn devils. And you know what? There's nothing that you're gonna be able to do about it. All right, you're not gonna be able to go on CNN or Fox and say, look what they're doing. Oh my God, these are animals. No, your shame, glory, shameful spewing is on your glory, Esau. Because look what you have done, man. Hold on. I got another scripture for your ass. Damn devil. All right. The Most High is mad at you, man. All right. Galatians 6:7. Be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked. You think the Most High is mocked? Let's look at the word mocked. Okay. To turn up the nose or sneer at. To mock, to deride. And the word deride, when you look into the etymology, it means to ridicule. It means to scoff and scorn. Okay. Oh, there you go. See, I didn't even see that. Ridicule, mock. Okay, it's the same words. Snout at. All right, the most you ain't gonna ridicule and mock the Most High. Are you serious? You think you really think that you're gonna be able to mock Yahweh Shema Shai? Scoff at him? All right, man. Esau, you're through. The Most High is not mocked, or he's not ridiculed, or he's not scoffed at. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Okay, so you can pretend like you're not going to pay for this hell that you have put upon our people. You can pretend. You can even talk about how God's not going to do anything. Okay, in your mind, right? You could actually pretend that. But the scriptures say, "For what if some did not believe?" Do we care? Do we care? You're still going to go into slavery. It is written. All right. It says, "For whatsoever a man soweth," and you have sowed what? Wickedness, perverseness, unrighteousness, abominations. I mean, you were plowing. You were working. All right. You were working in deceitfulness. You were working in wickedness. All right. You took this book. You took the Bible, and then you say, okay, I'm a God-fearing Christian. I'm a Puritan. Okay. I'm a Jew, and you push that to the side. You know what? You put it under the bed. No, you didn't even do that. You put it right out in front of everybody to see it, and then you proceeded to do wickedness under the banner of you being a so-called good person. All right. So you're going to reap that. All right. If you sow an apple seed, meaning if you plant an apple seed, what the hell are you going to get? Are you going to get an apple tree? All right. So if you sowed wickedness, if you sowed unrighteousness, if you sowed oppression, okay, if you sowed a slavery, all right, and taking people and making them work without wages and not letting them go, all right, and if you sowed murder, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get that back. All right. It says the Most High is not mocked. All right, so this is going to happen. All right, Esau. So prepare your red ass for slavery, man. All right, and stop being a bitch. Hey, all praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings to the Akim out there pushing his word in truth and sincerity, man. All right? Esau, get ready. Prepare your ass.